My name is Lucy Barnes and I'm here to commemorate Ariana Grande. Horrifying and tragic are words that hardly do justice to the heinous acts carried out by the attackers of the Manchester Arena bombing. Having been the performing act and the reason for hundreds of people's attendance, Ariana Grande used what power she had to show support for the many victims that night and for all who have endured similar pain. I'm able to educate you of this strong woman due to my research. Grande took an awful experience and created a way for a mass population to express their feelings. She inspired many and she displayed courage and responsibility when faced with trauma. Despite enduring a traumatic experience, Ariana Grande displayed resilience and used her celebrity platform to show unity and courage against the attackers of a fatal terrorist attack. I will now tell you how. In 2017, there had been 33 terrorist attacks in Europe, resulting in 62 deaths. Of these 62 deaths, 22 of them occurred at the Manchester Arena as Ariana Grande closed her concert when a suicide bomber took his life and caused fatal destruction. A further 800 people were injured by the events that occurred. According to NBC News, the attack was a religious statement claimed by ISIS, although no evidence was found to back up that statement. Heavily affected by what had happened on the night of the attack, reports from The Guardian stated that Ariana Grande flew back to Florida where she tried to cope with the aftermath of the tragic events. Grande and her team decided to cancel the rest of her tour after Ariana spoke about her discomfort with continuing the same set which now felt associated to the bombing. After having a couple days to process what had happened, she decided to host a charity concert to acknowledge those who had lost their lives. The One Love Manchester benefit concert had an attendance of around 50,000 people and was broadcasted live around the world. Acts such as Miley Cyrus, Coldplay, Justin Bieber and Liam Gallagher all performed alongside Ariana herself to raise money for the British Red Cross, as well as pay tribute to the unfortunate victims at her concert just 2 weeks previous. The 3-hour concert took place on the 4th of June 2017, just 24 hours after yet another terrorist attack that took place in London. The London attack resulted in another 11 fatalities. This further increased the unity and resilience that the performers and supporters tried to show towards the attackers of the Manchester Arena bomb and all other terrorist attacks around the world. Ariana Grande showed tremendous amounts of responsibility and strength in the face of pain. She has not only had to deal with fear for her own life, but she also has had to carry the casualties for the rest of her life. In an interview with ABC's Good Morning America, Ariana speaks about her passion to not let hate and violence take over and win in such unfortunate scenarios. Regardless of her own fear, she felt like the right thing to do was to honour those who lost their lives and put on the benefit show as a tribute to them. Grande wanted to give back to her fans and all those affected, even though she could be considered a victim herself and suffered from anxiety after the events. She used what power she had and with the help from her team created an inspirational show that stands for the whole world against such horrible acts of violence. I will now conclude with this final statement. Ariana Grande took the tragic events of the Manchester Arena bombing and created an empowering and brave accolade to show the union of the world when faced with severe forms of violence and support for the victims of those at her concert and of all others affected by similar hate crimes around the world. Despite enduring a traumatic experience, Ariana Grande displayed resilience and used her celebrity platform to show unity and courage against the attackers of a fatal terrorist attack.